So, what's this about the Pixar theory? Like, have y'all heard about it? Or like, how much do you know about it? I feel like you know a lot about
know
it.
a lot about it.
All right, so go ahead, talk.
Okay,
Go
okay.
off. Go off.
All right, so if you don't know what the Pixar theory is, basically, if you know Disney, Disney has its own like sub company called Pixar, and there's movies that are actually written by or made from Pixar Studios, which is a different company, still from Disney, but just on the outside. Well, Pixar has this whole thing called the Pixar theory that was a theory created by a man named John Negroni. Basically, the whole theory goes if all these Pixar movies that you see, such as Toy Story, Cars, Brave, Monsters Inc., Up, Onward, all these new movies that are created by Pixar, they are created on one giant timeline, and they take place on the same Earth, the same universe. So basically, when you see movies and stuff like that, besides Marvel, I guess that's its whole thing in itself, but it's basically that all the movies are connected, even though Monsters Inc. is its own thing, even though Incredibles is its own kind of movie. They're all connected to, like, some of them happened in like the 30s, 1930s, and then all the way up until Monsters Inc. to where it's the 3000s.
You kind of compare it to like the MCU, right? Where it's
Kind
like
of, yeah.
the Pixar cinematic universe, right? Like how they're all
DCU,
connected.
yeah.
I do know one thing about that Pixar one. I've seen like the little Easter egg where they have like the
Yes.
little rocket ship with the car
Or
thing.
the Pizza
The
Planet
Pizza
truck,
Planet
yeah.
truck.
In
Okay.
each
and,
movie.
And Dinoco as well, right? Dinoco?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And the letter and the number A113 or A113
Yeah.
or something.
Okay. Well,
right?
chill. Okay. So
You better spoil it, bro.
So the Pixar theory starts out with the first movie in the timeline being Brave, that takes place in the 14th century, and it ends with Monsters Inc. Or it could also end with Brave, depending on how you look at it.
So you're saying that Brave could be taking place in the future?
Brave could be technically a future movie, yes, but we'll explain that in a minute. So it starts out with Brave, and in the 14th and 15th century, kind of like where Merida gets her archery stuff. It goes on and then goes to the Incredibles, Toy Story, Nemo, Ratatouille, Up, Cars, and then Wall-E, A Bug's Life, and then Monsters Inc. And there's other movies.
Where does Shrek fall into this?
This Shrek is not Pixar.
I always thought Shrek was Pixar when I was little, but it's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah. Alright.
So there's other movies that go along with it, but even like the new movie Luca, it comes into a really good factor in the Pixar theory because it shows kind of humans turning into monsters. So it could go between like humans coming into Monsters Inc. So basically a trend with the Pixar movies is that you can see humans going from regular humans to becoming superpowers, to humans with superpowers, and then you can see toys evolving to where they feed off of human emotions. Like if you have ever seen Toy Story, you kind of know that when Woody is like left on the side by his owner Andy, he kind of feels sad and he feels left out. Well, toys feed off of humans' emotions and stuff like that. And then you have Nemo, who is an animal who is also feeding off of human emotions because in the ocean, they're kind of scared of humans. They're afraid they're going to capture them. Then you go from Ratatouille. Ratatouille is actually an animal who controls a human. So you can kind of see like a trend where it's like humans are becoming like the underdog of like the actual whole thing. Yeah. So then you go from like Cars, where there are no humans. Then you go to Wall-E, where all the humans are up in space. Funded by a big company called B&L, which stands for By and Large.
Wait. You say that Brave is the very first one, hypothetically, right?
Yes.
What about the Good Dinosaur? Doesn't the dinosaur take place before everything else?
Yes. So the Good Dinosaur actually comes before everything. So it's like the 10th century, before like when dinosaurs were a thing. But let's get into like I guess where Brave could be like the last movie or one of the first movies. So there's a theory within Pixar. There are different theories that go into the Pixar theory that make it like this whole thing. So then you have Easter eggs that kind of like tie the whole timeline together. So you mentioned that there's like the Pixar Planet truck in every single movie, and that is in every single movie except for one of them. And then there's another Easter egg called A113. A113 is seen in every movie because it is the studio that they actually did the Pixar movies in. So you see that in every movie, and by seeing all these Easter eggs like the Luxo ball, the lamp, it's in every single movie. By seeing them, it kind of like determines that yes, they are connected because they're in every single movie from different generations, and they're all paying attention to them. So like the Pizza Planet truck can be seen in Toy Story, but it can also be seen in and out, Inside Out, and
I've never seen that movie.
Inside Out.
Inside Out, yeah. Never
Oh,
seen
that's
it.
my favorite Pixar movie. So yeah, so the Pixar theory is just basically just this whole timeline that you can go off of. But do you have any thoughts or comments or questions, concerns?
How many total movies are there so far?
I think there's 24,
That are all in the same timeline.
all in the same timeline. So
Is there any one movie that makes you specifically think, like, is this really like part of this timeline, or is this just kind of like its own thing? Or do you think there's this whole misconception about like, oh, every movie that's made by Pixar is specifically in the timeline? Or do you ever
I
think
think-
like one's its own thing?
I think there's definitely a stretch in between some of the movies that
And if so, which ones?
like Onward. Onward is one of the newer movies that came out before the pandemic, so in 2020, March of 2020. It's about, I guess, two elves who live on their own planet, and in like the trailers and in the actual movie, you can see like two moons. So it definitely confirms that the movie does not take place on Earth. But if you go on review videos and go on YouTube and search it up, it basically is saying that they're on its own planet. But in the movie WALL-E, there's this ship that takes the humans to a different planet. That ship actually comes down and crashes on a different planet, and if you go into Onward and see like the mountains in the background, there aren't really mountains. They're the actual ship, the shape of the ship coming formed, and it came down, and it's actually crashed on site. So like the mountains that you see in the background of Onward technically are that rocket ship, and there's stretches like that where you kind of have to infer.
It's the same. Supposedly, it's in the same shape of, or look up real quick about how the ship looked like, and then the mountain.
Oh really? Holy
'Cause
shit! I've
they're-
never seen that.
they-
That movie is the one where they had to find their dad, right?
Yeah, they only have his legs in the whole
Oh,
movie.
okay, yeah.
But
I never seen it, but
it's basically that, like, if you look at the bottom of the ship, or the way the ship is shaped.
So like right here where there's peaks and stuff, like right here,
Yeah.
you can see that.
And then you look at the movie Onward.
that's where all the fat people live, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuckers. And then you do the movie Onward, and you look at the background, and there's the mountain that looks just like the ship, kinda.
Let me see. That's crazy.
Like you
Oh,
can see how
okay.
similar they look.
So there's
Alright.
3 peaks here, and there's also the 3 peaks
Oh
there.
shit.
So
What the
that's
fuck?
that's cool.
So
I've seen the one where they go to Monsters Inc. into a little kid's room and there was like a little toy of a Nemo in there.
Yeah.
yes,
I've seen that one.
so basically it confirms like they take place in the future and the past, and they're using like the toys to like kind of comfort them.
Do you think there's any like dark conspiracy theories when it comes to Pixar movies?
Oh man.
And if
Probably.
so, have you heard any?
That one dude that likes to break toys.
Oh,
you
Sid.
know?
Yeah,
about him?
Sid.
You probably had like a bad like background.
Charlie fucks him, right?
You probably I don't know, something must have happened. And
I heard something about that though, about how the fucked up scary looking toys are actually something connected to him, or something about him.
what if he becomes a serial killer, bro?
Well, like I said, like toys in Toy Story are connected to their humans. So when Woody was connected to Andy because Andy was his personal, like Andy played with him a lot, that's what made Woody come to life. If you see Sid play with the toy, he's not really gonna play with it like nicely. He's gonna
like,
play.
blowing it up.
He's gonna throw it around. He tied something to like a rocket, I think, in the first movie.
He broke it.
Yeah. So those toys are actually gonna come evil, and if you see it in that movie, they're all ganging up on the other toys, right? They're all kind of mean. So they feed off of their humans' emotions. That's why Sid acts like a serial killer. The toys are gonna act like interrogate the other toys that come near him. So
because they're getting that. Like,
they're getting the vibe
him.
from and the emotion,
From
the
Sid.
emotional outlook.
There's this one toy that he made, I think that is specifically from Sid, and it has like Barbie legs and it's a fishing hook.
Oh, the hooker, right?
The hooker,
I've seen that. Yeah,
it's a
I've
hooker
seen that one.
technically. Like that's funny.
It's crazy,
yeah.
dude. They be putting little Easter eggs in there,
Yeah,
dude.
for adults and shit.
But what's your favorite Pixar movie? No.
I mean, still talking about Toy Story real quick.
Okay.
Did you notice how he didn't have a dad in the movie?
Oh,
Who?
Andy.
Yeah, Andy, the main character.
The main character, okay.
And they say that.
There's a lot of theories about Andy's dad.
What's the most popular one?
I know the most popular one about Andy's dad is that he's not the same as his sister's dad. So if you see in the Toy Story movie, Molly is his sister, his little sister, who's white looking and she has blonde curly hair. Andy has brown hair, brown eyes, and not curly hair. Molly has blue eyes.
The mom has blonde hair though. The mom has blonde
Yes,
hair.
the mom
right?
has blonde hair, but for her to create someone who has just brown hair, she had to have had relations with someone with brown hair.
She cheated.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
there's
thing? Did she cheat?
it's not confirmed totally, but there are theories that Dash from Inside Out, Incredibles is actually Molly's dad.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Isn't he like 5?
Oh.
That theory was
the-
debunked.
oh,
but
was it?
It was
Because then
debunked.
The Incredibles takes place in like the 60s or 50s.
And
Oh,
Toy
really?
Story takes place in the 80s, so it makes
So
a
it
little
would've
bit
lined
of
up.
sense.
It
Yeah.
would've lined
Oh,
up, kinda.
dang, I did not know that.
But that's not true.
No, it's not true. I think
damn.
the creators actually got mad that someone said that.
Oh, did they get
Yeah.
mad? That's funny.
So the creators have actually confirmed that yes, it is a huge timeline and they take place in the same universe. But as far as like different theories, they haven't really confirmed each and every one. There's a theory about Emma Jean, which is a love interest of Carl from Up, and he actually loved her before he loved
Wait,
his
who's
actual
Carl?
wife. From Up, from the movie
Yeah.
Up.
Is that the old
The
dude?
old
dude,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he actually had a previous love interest before he had Ellie, and Emma Jean. It
Was she
can
in
also be
another
seen
movie?
in Toy Story. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
What character does she play exactly?
she just doesn't make an appearance, but you can see her.
Oh.
You can see a letter on Molly's. I think Molly or Andy's wall. That says
Yeah.
Emma Jean. But another thing I want to talk about real quick is from Boo. So Boo technically is actually the witch from Brave.
The old
The
old
old
lady witch from
hag.
Brave.
If you ever seen him like this.
Oh,
That's
okay,
her.
okay.
So and this is Boo.
It's
so-
Boo, yeah.
So they're actually the same person. So the reason why everyone thinks they're the same person is because Monsters Inc. actually takes place a millennia after everything else. So it's on its own kind of like timeline, like in the 4000s and stuff. Boo in Monsters Inc. She actually really loved Sully, and she found comfort in him and was like actually she wanted to always be with him, but Sully did not want to because in their world humans were toxic. So he didn't let Boo really touch her until the very end. Well, at the very end of Monsters Inc., if you know that he kind of sets her down on her bed and closes the door, and he kind of like looks back and he tries to like find her again. Well, Boo kind of looks sad when he closes the door because she wants to go with Sully.
Yeah.
So Boo technically is in the past because monsters use doors to go back to human time
Because they're in the future, right?
because they're in the future.
Yeah, and the humans
so
are in the past.
humans are in the past. So he uses the door to go. Monsters use the door to go back in human time to get their energy because when they scream, they get that energy in those little canisters. Then they find out that any human emotion can gain energy. Like at the end of the movie, they start laughing and the kids make laughter and they can gain that. Well, when Sully shuts Boo's door, basically Boo is on a journey to find Sully because she's so young, she doesn't know how to talk at the time. She doesn't really know how to describe Sully as nothing more than just like a bear. So as Boo grows up in her timeline, she's always going through different phases to try to find Sully. Well, she grows up to become the witch in Brave because the witch in Brave uses a magic called.
Does she have a name? The witch in Brave?
No, she doesn't.
Oh, that's a big clue right there too. That she don't have a name.
She uses a thing called the Will o' the Wisps, and she creates magic. So if you see in Brave, she creates bears that are magical, and if you see that, it's her only connection to what she knows that Sully is, because she knows that Sully is like fuzzy, warm, and big, and she creates those magical bears to fill that void in her life. So that's why there are Easter eggs in every movie, because as Boo grows up to be the witch and develop magic, she goes back in time trying to find Sully, leaves all those Easter eggs. Really, when she's going back in time, she doesn't realize that Sully is actually in the future, and so she can never go back because she's traveling backwards. She's not time traveling forwards to try to find to try to find Sully, because it's way ahead of her time, and she knows that the magic will lead her to Sully one day, but she just doesn't know how to use it.
Holy shit!
I don't know.
What about Mike Wazowski?
Mike.
Yeah. What about?
Yeah.
What about my boy Mike Wazowski? Where is he in the story?
I don't think Boo really cares about Mike.
No, he didn't. He didn't care.
Yeah.
No, but damn, that's weird. But like, so Boo goes back in time, right?
Boo goes back in time. So she grows up, becomes the witch and brave, and then she goes backwards.
Oh, okay.
But really, she should be going forwards because Monsters Inc. is in the 4000s.
So the connection between Boo and this witch is the bears, right?
It's the bear because, Boo and the witch are the same person. Boo grows up to be the witch. That's what the theory is. So when Boo gets older, she actually is the witch herself. So
So how old is the witch technically in the movie Brave?
Like over 100, I think.
Over 100.
Yeah. It's stretched,
and
but
what
it
year
makes sense.
And what year does Monsters Inc. take place but for the humans? Do they really confirm that?
They don't really confirm that, but
they do have technology though. Or I don't know about technology, but they have like actual like room. You remember the rooms? They all had toys and all that.
So maybe like in the
probably
1980s,
80s or 90s.
90s, yeah.
But Monsters Inc. actually is way in the future, like 4,000 or 5,000s, because humans are no longer on Earth and they're not available. They found habitats up in outer space, and that's where they are in Wall-E.
Like Jeff
Bezos.
Jeff Bezos went to go see Sully just a day ago. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
But yeah, I've always found that whole like timeline for Pixar very interesting.
It's just because it's so ominous, and they don't really confirm or deny anything. They just kind of like make movies, and you can see in each movie that there is a trend in them. Like Luca, the new movie that came out, like it's literally showing how a human can turn into a monster if they just go underwater. That's just the start of humans developing monsteristic traits.
So that's even more in the future, you think, maybe?
Yeah, that's in the future, yeah.
Oh wow.
I've heard how people be saying that the newest movie of Luca is like very satanic and demonic and whatnot. About there's just conspiracy theories on TikTok about how they show that the underworld is technically not really under the world, but like in the water or in the vast ocean that we haven't really explored all the way.
You've seen the movie already?
Yeah. And that Luca is hinting to that with humans being in underwater, turning into these like scary ass creatures and whatnot. But that's just a whole theory, and it sounds kind of dumb.
There's also a theory about Luca that they debunked, and I kind of got actually mad about it, is that Luca and Alberto were actually gay lovers.
They thought they were gay. They're little kids,
yeah,
right?
And so the creators
no, they're friends. They thought people wanted them to be gay. I'm
for
like,
each
come
other,
on, bro.
so yeah, they debunked that theory.
Didn't they say that the dude was gay, the cowboy toy?
Woody?
Woody, yeah. Or was that fake?
So.
I thought he dated that one Bo Peep lady.
Oh, he did.
That one pink girl.
I think there was a theory that he was gay. Actually.
Yeah. I thought I heard something.
No, but there's always developing aspects to the Pixar theory.
Because there's always still coming out with new movies, right?
Yeah.
When do you think they'll ever stop Pixar movies?
When they go bankrupt, bro.
Yeah,
when they go bankrupt.
No one watches them anymore.
Yeah, I don't think no one's gonna stop watching them any day soon, dude. Every movie they come out with, everyone's gonna watch it.
Everyone watch.
All little kids.
My favorite movie is Inside Out.
Inside Out? What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Pixar. Dude,
I like The Incredibles.
I'd probably say like the first Cars.
The first Cars?
Yeah, the first one.
Ka-chow.
I love that song. I mean, I love the song that came out in the what's it called?
How did it go, bro?
It's like life could be a dream. Like, dude,
Life is a highway, right?
No, not that. The one where they like dancing on the street. They're like,
Oh, the Harlem Shake?
Do
Do the Harlem Shake.
No.
I know.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what song it is.
It's like life could be a dream. You don't know?
Life could be a dream. Dun. Okay, I know what song.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. But I don't remember them actually singing.
I like listening to the lo-fi version of that song. It's amazing.
The lo-fi? How's that sound like?
I'll play it for you another day, right?
Put a clip in the video, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
That's the Pixar theory.
I have a website if you want to go check it out.
Yeah, go ahead and advertise your website. Make sure you put a link in it.
Yeah,
A link in the video.
Oh yeah.
Because your website is be popping.
And I know
dope.
I'm not like hitting on everything, and I might have gotten some stuff wrong. It's just I haven't actually looked into the Pixar theory since I was in 10th grade. I was obsessed with it, so I'm probably missing a few aspects.
What were you obsessed with in 10th grade, bro? What were you obsessed with?
Obsessed with in 10th grade? I don't know what you mean. Hold on, I gotta think.
I don't even know either. I think I was obsessed with like fashion and clothes for me.
I don't
Vintage
even know,
shit.
bro.
You don't remember anything?
I don't remember.
We didn't.
10th grade?
We didn't have a class yet, did we?
Nah, we didn't know
Nah,
each
we
other.
didn't, no. Yeah, but yeah. That's the Pixar theory slash topic for today.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, thank you a
Wait,
lot
so-
for
wait.
the information.
Oh no, never mind. No, yeah. That was pretty bad. I did not know about any of that
I
actually.
didn't know a lot about it either.
No, I didn't. That's crazy.